Hello, and welcome to the show. Everybody. Nice to have you here. It is December the 21st. That's right. We are almost there. We are almost at present time. Corey, you looking forward to present time?
Yes, but I hear you now.
I can hear me too. We have a strange echo going on, and we're not sure.
Playing off of somebody's.
Yes.
Do you have a? Oh wait, is your YouTube window open?
Possibly.
Browser?
Please hold while we figure out some issues
I can't
here.
tell if that's from us or from someone else.
There we go. There we go. We should be sorted. All right. Corey, looking
We'll
forward to
pretend like
present
I'm technical. Wait, I was just making sure it was.
I'll fix it.
What did you ask me? Please try
Are you
again.
looking forward to present time, Corey?
Am I the present time as in like right this moment,
Nope.
or present
December
time as
25th,
in like
maybe.
opening up presents?
You got it.
You know, once you get to a certain age,
How old would that be, Corey, for the audience out there?
I am 45.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
You stop getting presents.
Seriously?
Maybe I just have a really bad family.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm.
Maybe that's the problem.
I'm 40 and I'm still getting presents. So.
Family, if you're watching this, which I don't know why you would be.
You telling me your kids do not watch the show, Corey?
Well, I hope they're at school,
No.
honestly. But I would like some presents, and none of those. Let's be honest. I don't want any of those homemade garbage presents. Don't draw me a picture. Don't take a bunch of noodles and glue them onto a piece of paper. I want
a new iPhone.
I want real deal presents.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I hope that means saving the pocket.
that is the true meaning of Christmas.
It's not about family. It's not about giving. It's about receiving, Corey. And here on the show,
and I would like to receive gifts.
Here on the show, we are all about receiving the knowledge of others.
Maybe we should receive our guests.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was about to segue into that.
I totally jumped on you.
We are all about receiving the gift of other people on the show. And today we have two people who have kindly joined us for this end of year special. Now, just before we introduce them, I will say our special is going to include a little quiz here. So I'm excited to do the quiz. We are going to test all of our knowledge on assistive technology and see who knows the most. And
we are actually using.
Yes, well, we'll get onto that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But before we do, let's introduce the guests. We have Mr. Peter Tucic from Humanware. First of all, Peter, would you care to say hello?
Hello.
Very good. And we also have Mr. Sam Seavey from The Blind Life. Mr. Sam, would you care also to say hello?
Hello.
You can tell our guests are going to be very exciting today.
I'm following Peter's lead.
I know everybody was connected today for a high energy session, and man, are we going to provide that today?
Well, me and you are, at least.
Yeah, I have a feeling that these two are going to. They're gonna. I think a couple more cups of tea and coffee and a couple more camels, and we'll be ready to rock.
You know what? You just reminded me. I'm actually thrilled to be here. And actually, I don't know. Was I on in 2023? Can we do a quick year in review? Was Peter?
No, this is your first appearance this year, I believe, Peter.
Yeah, I don't think I've been on since 22. So it's good to be here, even though it's at the very end.
Yeah,
we always save the best for last. I know that Tech Connect does this as well, and here I am.
Well, we're very glad to have you here. And Sam, I believe this is the first time that you've been on the show this year as well. Is that right? Sounds right to me.
Is it? Yeah, maybe you only bring me on for the last show of the season, because I was on last December as well.
Last show.
Yes.
We like to hear ourselves talk all year, and then at the end of the year, we give our viewers a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Actually, what it is that we don't want people coming on who are better than us.
Yes, that's true.
And then and if we do that too often, then our viewers expect a certain level of
well, they'll realize that they can go
professionalism.
Corey, I want to back up a minute. I don't know why you wouldn't want somebody to draw you a picture. I don't understand why that wouldn't be something you would like for Christmas. And
well, it would be a tactile picture, I suppose, if they did.
No,
you haven't seen the quality of Corey's children's pictures, people.
Well, that's probably this could be true.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No.
Sam, are you expecting any exciting gifts from your family this year?
No, I kind of, I'm on the same, I'm in the same boat as Corey here. You get to a certain age but I'm much more, I enjoy giving much more than receiving. Unlike Corey, I'm not selfish like Corey.
That's what people always say, but we all know that deep down we prefer receiving. Come on now. Come on.
I like taking the high road. I get it.
Everything I want is too expensive.
Well, we're very glad to have you both here. It's very nice to finish the year with some friendly faces.
Yeah.
And we are hoping to do two things on today's broadcast. Number one, we are hoping to talk about what technology we have seen this year that excites us, interests us, depresses us, makes us feel that we're better off not working in assistive technology, all of those types of things. And then we also want to do an assistive technology quiz, and that's going to be presented by our very own Jonathan in the background here. So Corey and I, we haven't seen the questions, we don't know the answers, so this is going to be a fair quiz, and we're going to see who comes out on top. Just 10 simple multiple choice questions. But to begin with, we did want to talk about what technology we have seen this year and what we like and what we don't like. So let's think about this. I think we'll kind of go around and just talk one by one, and then maybe we can all chip in as people are talking. We will start with Sam. So Sam, for people who don't know you, which it probably isn't that many people, but do you want to tell us about your YouTube channel and what you do with assistive technology?
Sure. Yeah. So I am the owner and creator of the Blind Life YouTube channel. YouTube is kind of my main home, but I'm actually on everything else as far as TikTok and X and all of that. I also launched the podcast this year, which Peter was on my podcast this year.
Oh, very nice.
I was on in March. Yeah. I was like early in the game.
Awesome.
And that was a very, very popular episode. We got a ton of downloads on that episode. I think it was more for your partner than you, but still,
I usually have very little to do with download, traction and things like that. That's not really my specialty. So I don't think of myself as an algorithm, really.
Well, and then one of the kind of segue into one of the cool things we saw this year was what Peter was on my show to talk about, which was the Victor Reader Stream 3. I'm sure Peter will talk more about that. But that seems to be very popular this year, which is great. Upgrade to that series of devices, which is kind of a cult classic, man. There's a big fan base for the streams.
Let's talk about those streams a second. So for those who aren't aware, tell us about what the Victor Reader Stream is, Sam, and obviously Peter can jump in here too.
Yeah, so it's a media player essentially. I mean, it can do a lot of things, but it's a way to consume content portably. Very tactile, which makes it great for all levels of vision impairment. You can connect it to some of your favorite programs, applications like Bard, Bookshare. You can listen to podcasts on there. You can take notes, just a wide variety of things. And then with the Stream 3, which I think I'll pass it off to Peter to talk about the upgrades for this version, for this year's.
Yeah. So, and when we, as you said, Sam, we've had the stream, the Victor Reader Stream has been out since 2007. It was initially something that HumanWare partnered with the National Federation of the Blind on. In terms of kind of putting that product out and it being an audio consumption device. And as you said, reading books. The primary focus of the device is reading books. What we sought to do is not reinvent the wheel. We sought to put out the same, footprint, same buttons, same sort of layout for everyone so that it's a familiar product, but enhanced hardware. So Bluetooth, USB-C, larger internal storage, lots of these things. And then what we also did is we added, and this was a big one for us. We added a brand new bookshelf to the product about a month ago, and that was the implementation of TuneIn Radio. And what we're trying to do as we go forward is look at other ways we can enhance streaming services offered in a tactile sort of easy to use user interface. And so TuneIn, we're able to take kind of the cluttered TuneIn app, if anyone's ever used TuneIn or TuneIn Premium on an iPhone, or it can be cluttered. It's a busy application. And so we've taken that and simplified it into more of a linear, easy to follow, sort of simplified menu structure. And so you can now stream your TuneIn Premium or TuneIn free account stations from all over the world. And so we're looking to augment or enhance the capabilities of what the stream can offer, but it really is an audio consumption device and primarily a book reading device. So think of it as a Kindle of sorts for a blind person. So reading Daisy books, reading audiobooks, from various sources. We're working on Kindle support for next year. We're working on some other big things that will be coming for next year. We're not done updating. There's, we've put out a couple of updates this year, lots of bug fixes, and then also feature improvements. So that was a big one for us for sure. And we've seen a lot of very positive reaction to it. Like any product that has growing pains, when we put out something new and you put out a new device on when you rebuild and kind of bring it to a modern platform, sometimes that can lead to bugs, and we need to squash bugs, and that's what we've been doing. So in addition to adding features, certainly trying to bring forward the stability that we want, and we've done a really good job of that, and we still have a ways to go, but we've gotten there. So it's been a lot of fun in 2023.
Do you think if the conversation was had about what hardware product is the highest selling product across, I almost wonder if you could say blindness and low vision, but for sure blindness, I would almost say the Victor Reader Stream, the two, is probably the highest selling product of all time. And
it's amazing for HumanWare. As an AT company, we have over 100,000 Stream users across the world, and I mean that just does not happen. I mean, we have a few thousand, of other users of various products and things, and that's not to say that those products aren't popular. I mean, we have thousands of Braille Note users, or thousands of Brilliant users, or thousands of GPS users, but the Stream from a global standpoint has been a product that touches the lives of almost anybody with vision loss at all levels of vision loss, right? And then also all ages. So we have folks who are newer to vision loss in their 70s and 80s using Streams, and someone like myself will use a Stream in college, and I that was way before I worked at HumanWare. We've seen that product even with the iPhone, with smartphones, and there are many who will say, I don't need that product because I use a smartphone, and that's great, please do. But it is something that a lot of folks have as a supplementary, it's sort of a secondary device or a primary device, who use it all the time. There are jokes always at conventions about people sleeping with Victor, right? And a lot of people, it does put them to sleep. They read every night, or they don't go anywhere without their Streams. And we love that.
That sounds like you. You like listening to a little audiobook when you go to sleep?
I do not sleep with Victor, though, unfortunately. But yes, that is definitely me.
Peter, I think the design of the third generation is very nice.
Yeah.
Definitely feels nice and curvy. One question: can you confirm or deny that the Victor, the third generation, comes with an SD card? Confirm or deny?
I would deny. It does not.
It doesn't come with an SD card.
It does not.
What are you doing to me, man? I got one for a client, and we wanted to make voice recordings, and we couldn't because we didn't have an SD card.
Yes, you need an SD card. So the internal memory space is doubled to 16 gigs. To record a note, and this is something that we'll be looking at. To record a note, you do need an SD card, and the device does not.
It does not.
I will repeat. Hold on, Luke. Hold on. Just listen. It does not. Hold on. Does not. No, it does not come with an SD card. So certainly, now with that being said, on this device will support up to 1 terabyte SD cards. You do need to format them exFAT. It's very, very important you do that. And we've made a lot of stability improvements on the SD card support. So you could put a lot larger SD cards in this one, but it does not come with an SD card out of the box.
All right. Well, that's a good product, and we should point out that Peter does work for HumanWare.
Yeah, I do.
It was Sam who said that he likes this product.
Well, and that's because we can't have Peter choose his own product or one made by HumanWare. Otherwise,
exactly,
he's immediately disqualified.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say that Sam's podcast was the best thing.
Especially that one episode.
The lead up. No, certainly. I appreciate that from Sam, and it is something though that did make a bit of a splash. So, and I do in all transparency work for HumanWare. Yes,
indeed.
What about you, Peter? Do you have a product that stands out?
Totally.
For you this year?
So for me,
or service.
Yeah.
What I believe, and as someone who is totally blind and travels and has done this for a long time, and I think everyone in this space who is listening has not gone through 2023 without hearing about AI. And to me, the largest and the most, it was a huge leap forward was what BeMyEyes was able to do with OpenAI and the BeMyAI feature. And again, we hear and we're surrounded by so much talk of AI being this terrifyingly detrimental, possibly, sci-fi. Everyone gets into their sci-fi spaces. And what we saw with this, and AI has been doing good for our community for a long time. I mean, if you look at something like Seeing AI or other apps, they've been doing this. But what BeMyEyes was able to do in getting access to OpenAI for free, because it's being used for good, and the ability for me to take a photo and have it analyzed in such an unbelievably helpful way, in such detail. I could have never imagined something like that could happen. And so, being able to use the BeMyEyes app to take a photo and have it analyzed, I've used it in so many situations where not only, when I go into a hotel, one of the struggles I have is, how do you know which bottle is the shampoo? And now a lot of times they're mounted on the wall. So you're not just picking them up and scanning for something. Now you can take a picture and actually it will be told accurately.
And
so many other ones, the way it does OCR on menus in so many situations, but also to analyze photos you already have. Existing photos, being able to recognize them and import them is so important. So I thought that, to me, was a huge monumental step. And it hallucinates, and you can't trust it 100% of the time, and that's okay. You have to be sensible when you're using AI. But I think, to me, I don't know if there was a more meaningful product I've seen come into this space in a long time, even though it's not necessarily a tangible sort of device.
On top of that, though, Peter, I agree with you 100%, but I think where it even goes at the next level for me is the ability to ask follow-up questions. Like for the two examples I have real quickly is, one is we took a picture of Luke sitting on a bench, and then I asked it what side of the bench was he sitting on, so that if I wanted to come, I could now know which side to go to. And then the other day, just yesterday or the day before, whatever, I had to do some verification for something, and it wanted me to take a picture of my ID. And so I had my ID out, and I took a picture with BeMyAI to make sure that it was the front versus the back. But then I asked the follow-up question, was it upside down?
Oh, very nice.
Because I couldn't tell, and it said, yes, the ID is upside down. So that ability to ask follow-up questions is just again, takes it to just a whole nother level.
Yeah, and I think also, even for photos, so many, we can actually, as people who are blind or low vision, can actually take photos now and know if they're good photos and send them to our friends or post them, or it will tell you if it's blurry, it will tell you if it's kind of out of focus, or you can just hear by the description, wow, I did not capture what I wanted to. And I was just in Europe. I have a lot of European family, and I was visiting them and taking lots of photos on my trip. I've never done that in my life. I was able to create an album that I could share with my wife and others when I got back. I've never been able to do that. Not that I couldn't, but who knows what the heck I would have taken photos of before. Now I can sift through and say, wow, this is a good photo. And my friends, there was at one point, my daughter, I wanted to send a picture to my wife. My wife was out having fun, and I was hanging out with the kids. And I came into my daughter's room, she'll be 3, and she was laying on the pillows watching a YouTube video or something. And I thought it was amazing. And I just took a photo of it and sent it to my wife. And she's like, I just couldn't believe I got a picture from you, instead of you telling me what was going on, you sent me a picture, and it was actually a good picture. And I mean, things like that. I mean, it just opens up a whole new world of how we can communicate with others, being able to interpret photos people send us and vice versa. We don't need things tagged. We don't, we can kind of naturally do what everyone's done for a long time. And I don't think that can be overstated. So to me, that's my winner. And there are lots of other great, really neat things that came out this year and updates to products, but I don't know, that is just such a changer.
I agree with you. It's a big game changer. Sam, I know that we saw your video on the old Envision glasses there, and they had integrated the AI into there, so you can do the GPT stuff. So you would that's a really great video. You were actually outside walking around. I'm assuming that was Lexington that you were at, and you were.
No, that was where I'm at now, where my mother-in-law lives.
Okay, sorry, my mistake. Yeah. So you were walking around the town there, and you were, basically with the Envision glasses there, you were taking pictures of various things, and you were getting descriptions, really detailed, very detailed descriptions. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience with that?
Yeah, and I'm sure it's very similar to BeMyEyes. I haven't had a chance to play around with or BeMyAI, but that same kind of amazing like level of detail, which that really blew me away. And I think in the video you can tell that I was really surprised at how much information came back. But it sounds very similar. You know, you can, it's called Ask Envision, their AI, and you snap a picture and it will describe the scene in just incredible detail. And then you can also ask follow-up questions, similar to what Corey was talking about. And so, yeah, I think that was going to be one of my things to talk about too, as just an amazing innovation this year with the AI and how helpful it can be to us. Because the more information that we can get, the more about our surroundings or whatever we're investigating, the better. And so
More
being able to
connected,
get that super quick and easy is fantastic.
What did you? How did you think about the way it was integrated with the Envision glasses? And do you want to tell people about the Envision glasses, just in case they're not aware of them?
Sure. So yeah, Envision glasses, they came out with them a couple years ago, and they're using the Google Glass hardware. So it's a wearable that you wear, the control on the right side of the head, and they can clip onto a couple different types of frames. But it has a lot of the same similar features and tools as Seeing AI or SuperSense or any of these, where it can scan text, do OCR, it can identify colors, things like that. But just in a recent update, they added in the ChatGPT integration. And so now they had scene identification or scene detection prior, but it was very simple. It was very simplified. And in fact, I demonstrated this in my video where I took a picture of a scene, and I was downtown. It's a cute little downtown here. So it was shops and a quiet little street. And it said, cars parked in a parking lot in front of a building. That was basically it. But then I used the Ask Envision, which is the AI, and took a scan of the exact same scene, and it told me about the colors of the cars, how many there were, the buildings, all the decorations in front of the buildings. There were a ton of pumpkins out in front of this one shop.
Yeah,
and so
we saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it started to give like a feeling, saying that this invokes a very warm, festive fall environment, and anybody who enjoys the fall weather is going to love this kind of a scene. And it's like, that was incredible. And then it talked about the street that was in the background, that it kind of indicated that it could have been a busy street because there was a street sign or street lights and things. And so it's just incredible. It's incredible what the information you can get.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's really neat is knowing how to filter some of that out, because sometimes, especially when you start using this, it gives you so much information that maybe you don't want that background. And you can train you can ask the question, just ignore the background, focus on, the focal points of this and such, where I find, it's such natural conversation. And it certainly can be off. And that is a known thing, especially depending on the bots that are in use, depending on the models that are used. There are many different AI engines out there that can do this, but it is interesting in how you can actually get it to refine what it is you want, and not just asking it questions, but also telling it to ignore things or focus on things or tell me more about something. I used it. My son was born in March, and I needed to give him bottles, and it's very hard to know the liquid level of a formula bottle, because you can't, first of all, you can't really get a liquid indicator in there. It's way too big on these big, tall bottles. And secondly, you're not going to put your fingers in there, even if you could, because unless you have like Shaquille O'Neal or some kind of crazy alien hands, you're not going to reach the liquid levels. So I was using a bar jigger, which was nice to be able to put the ounces of water in, but I wanted confirmation that I was actually giving 4 ounces. There's a big difference on a baby formula from 4 ounces to 3 or 5. Yeah. And so I could take a photo with the markings showing and actually get the levels. And I would take a couple to confirm, but it was a way for me to independently, without any assistance, ensure that there were exactly 4 or 5 or 3 or 6 ounces in that bottle, which is amazing. There's no way I would have been able to do that before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's
pretty cool. There we go. That's our overall summation.
Can I just ask though, really quick, where do snowmen keep their money? Does anyone know?
Yeah, in their snowbank.
Okay, good job. Good job. All right.
Hold on. There we go.
What time is it?
We still got a little bit of time here.
Okay,
I want to
good.
chat a little bit longer.
I get it. I just want to make sure we have
Yeah.
time.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
One thing though, I keep having, I think it's very funny that somewhere in the world, in some random server, is an upside down image of Corey's ID.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
waiting for someone to find it.
Yeah.
That is a point, Sam. And you know, when you're using this stuff,
what do you
it is, you know, there's always going to be this sort of what is and what is not going to be, you know, you need to, what is your comfort level with what you're putting in there?
Yeah.
And some of these things, especially with documents, they'll house this stuff on you know, on your phone, is in something like this, it's being sent to a server and coming back down. There's always going to be folks who raise privacy concerns with various, you know, what types of info are you putting in and what are you looking to do.
Luke and I had a conversation too that, you know, everything is kind of integrated.
Corey has LifeLock, though he's not concerned.
Oh, they are a sponsor of this podcast. We've talked that it's obvious now that more and more places are going to be integrating, you know, the OpenAI GPT into things. You know, I guarantee shortly we'll be seeing it in portables.
I'm sure Human are busy working on an adaptation for the Reveal 16.
Anything that's doing OCR is going to most likely incorporate it. But I think so we were saying, you know, does it end up all just being the same? But I think, again, where the difference is going to come is how these companies massage the data, how they, because we've tested it, you know, BeMyAI versus Ask Envision, although they're probably both using very similar.
They're not the same.
They're not giving the same information. So either that means they're using different engines, or one of them is asking back-end questions different or
exactly,
you know,
because you have to train your model. You know, the model is always being trained, and this will happen in different ways. And as you say, it's the engine. There are multiple. There's at least 4 major ones in use. And then in addition to the engine, it's what are you doing or how are you tailoring your database to respond to the needs that you want, you know, and that can, it's not just the same as going into, you know, logging into ChatGPT and asking it a question. That's not the same. There are many different ways you can do that. And I think you will see the AI models change in how they're going to be trained for, you know, Visa versus Envision versus McDonald's versus somewhere else. And how will they use and harness this stuff to serve their business needs.
And you'll see you'll start to see companies take a step forward who learn to use and learn to model better than other AT companies. You know, I mean, I think
is that going to be the next arms race? Who can deliver the best, you know, content through artificial intelligence?
I just like to think of a bunch of people racing on their arms. That's the arm race I like.
That's exactly what it means.
It is. Isn't that what you meant?
Sam, let's talk low vision a second here. I am interested to know, okay, this Corey and I have had this conversation before, even on the show.
At the beginning of our last video.
Oh, yeah, at the beginning of our last video. Assistive technology can be a little bit boring when you've been working in the field for a while, because you tend to see a lot of the same stuff, and then occasionally there are bursts of innovation, like this year has been AI. I think that's the thing that's got us all the most excited. But for the most part, it can be much of a muchness when it comes to these technologies. Now, so my question to you, Sam, is have you seen any device this year, whether it be a low vision wearable, electronic magnifier, anything that has had you particularly excited because of its feature set or its design or whatever it might be?
Honest. Not really. No, I mean, nothing that's, I mean, there's some cool things that have come out. I mean, you know, like Orcam putting in video magnifier into the read.
Yes.
You know, it's in my personal opinion, it's terrible, but if you start, I mean, they don't watch your show, right? Do they? They're not on here, are they?
Nobody does. Don't worry, Sam.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's just because it's just brand new and they still need to work on it a lot, but it's a start. You know, I'm sure it will get there eventually, and that's pretty cool. But no, I mean, it really isn't anything that's kind of wowed me. It's just, like you said, it's more of it's updates. It's more of the same.
I think that wearables, portables, desktops are their cell phones. They've plateaued. I mean, what's the greatest thing about the iPhone 15 Pro? The action button?
It's got slightly rounded corners.
I mean, seriously, like that's the only
Android's had for like 10 years.
I mean, that's the only interesting thing about it is there's an actions button, and it's not even. I mean, that's not even exciting. It's the best. If you ask me, if I had to find one thing, But I think it's just the problem.
Where do you go?
I think they've plateaued, and I don't know that that's a bad thing. I mean, that means that when you go and purchase a product, you're most likely going to be getting a good product because they have gotten to a point now where it is what it is.
The technology has matured. We will start to see CCTVs with the GPT stuff, I'm sure. So that'll be kind of cool.
And I think we'll see it in wearables too. And I think that could be really interesting to see.
I think I have a question in the chat possibly here, Jonathan. Hold on, let's turn on your mic. Okay,
all right, we good?
Yes.
So yes, we do have several Christmas wishes in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We need to be reminding of. Also, people are agreeing with the VR Stream 3. A lot of people are falling asleep to Victor's voice. One thing that I had thought about, and it actually comes out this coming February, but I wanted to get sort of a finger on the pulse here with the Apple Vision Pro.
Ooh,
it actually is somewhat
from a wearable. Sure, that could be a.
Well, we have a video on it. So just to for those who aren't aware, we do have a YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, which you will be, then you probably know that.
If you're not, that means nobody is seeing this.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's coming out in February.
Yeah, so we did do a video on the Vision Pro. That's a good question. Sam, are you excited about the potential of the Vision Pro? I know we don't know necessarily whether there will be any low vision specific application, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I definitely am. I'm super excited about the potential because it's got everything there to be awesome. All the components are in place, and it's very funny. Yeah, I knew that was going to come up at some point as well, the topic, and I actually did a live stream about it this year as well, and all the information in my live stream came directly from your video.
Oh, okay.
I totally butchered it.
I appreciate.
But yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, all of our information came from the internet. So
I'm under NDA. So
yeah, exactly. But no, I think I mean, the phones have got a magnifier app now. Sam, you're an Android user, I believe, right, Sam?
I'm both. I'm pretty much converted to both now at this point.
Okay, fair enough. So you'll know that the Apple phones have got the magnifier app, and the magnifier app is pretty handy. I mean, it's kind of similar to using the camera, but with some more features for different colors and changing the brightness and that type of stuff. If they integrate that app into the Vision Pro, then surely you have a low vision device at that point, right?
I don't know how they.
Yeah,
I don't know how they can't.
I know. Well,
I mean, I just don't know how they can't. But
you would certainly hope so. Yeah. Peter, any thoughts on the Vision Pro?
From a blindness perspective, Peter, are you I mean, I can't imagine purchasing one myself, but are you interested in it?
I mean, I'm very interested. Obviously, we have a vested interest in making sure it works with Braille in some form. And again, we are kind of under NDA there, but I think, there's a lot of potential with any of this. And I'm one of those people, especially with Apple, when they come out with new things, I read about them, I care, and then I'll wait until I see it, and I'll kind of wait. I'm not really going to do much speculation because we know that a version 1 of the software is going to, will be what it is, and then it will continuously kind of evolve as lots of things do. I think, though, the potential, I mean, even just what we've talked about and how any wearables, the potential of wearables for our community is tremendous. Mm-hmm. And I think it will be very interesting to see some of that real-time feedback, and I'm more focused, some of that text, some of those pieces that we sometimes, we've been so used to querying and waiting and getting a response. What can change there, and how can we learn how to absorb information in real time, and how much information can we absorb in real time when we're reading things on a linear Braille display, or even if we have a multi-line Braille display or things like that. I'm curious. So we'll see. I think there's tremendous opportunity.
Peter, you're talking about getting visual information through the Vision Pro and then displayed in Braille? Like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I got you.
Which I could see. I mean, some of that could potentially be happening already with a phone. I mean, if the you know, you think of like using the Seeing AI app or something. If
Exactly.
as long as that OCR data is kicked to voiceover, right? It's going to come right to your Braille display.
Yes, but in real time, the problem is you can't do like, if you do recognize short text, you need to point it at something and then read a Braille display. You know, it's different when you have a wearable that can kind of
with the hands-free
option. I think there's lots there.
And I think what you were saying too will be very interesting is really starting to manage the real-time absorption of data, both from the headset, if that's where things go down, but also data that you're getting from your other senses, really being able to mix.
Well, I was talking with a friend the other day who I showed BeMyEyes to, who had no idea, you know, sighted, has no idea what this stuff is. He said, wouldn't it be amazing at some point if you didn't, you know, if it just gave you information in real time, just like I look at something? And I said, yes.
That's got to be the next step.
But the thing is, we would then have to learn what to process and what to not process.
But you already do that when you're using a computer and listening.
But yes and no. Yes and no. When I'm at the cash register, you know, I never know if the cashier is rolling their eyes at me. What would I do if that information is presented to me in real time? You know, you have to know what to.
I'm guessing filter out. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Brings, you know, sighted individuals deal with this on a daily basis, but our brains have been. We have trained our brain. You know, sighted individuals have learned how to ignore visual input that they don't need. They're getting it, but they don't need it. They ignore it. Their brain sifts it out. Where you're right, we aren't. So if we're getting all that information auditory now,
but you have to sift out auditory information
in a sense, yes, but I think
in this level, this would be almost 24/7.
If you imagine you have a voice talking at you constantly,
it'd be so much overstimulation. And I think we could do it, but it's going to take a lot of, again, training the models to give you the information you need.
And maybe you can customize it. Maybe you can customize
it's a verbosity issue, just like in JAWS, you know, or any screen reader, being able to adjust the verbosity. You're right. I don't care if she's rolling her eyes, but I do care if she's winking at me.
Right. There you go. But again, just like a sighted person, what you know, you can take the information and choose to just kind of move along with your day, or say, excuse me, is there a problem here? You know, and again, some people will want that info and some won't. And I think there's a lot there that will start to and continuously just unpack forever with this sort of technology.
That's a very interesting point. Yes, indeed. You know what I find funny is with the Vision Pro, the price was announced at $2,500, and everybody was like, $2,500? That's crazy. And I'm thinking, if this is a low vision wearable, that's actually really cheap.
I mean, any an AT product, it's certainly, you know, in the spectrum. I mean,
yeah, exactly. It's in the price range. So. Sam, quick questions about some other wearables. Have you seen the i5 from Eyedaptic?
No, I have not. Okay. I saw it at a conference. I think it was ATIA earlier this year. Briefly, I didn't even get my hands on it.
Okay. I was curious as to your thoughts, because I think the form factor is very good, and I was kind of curious whether it worked for you or not with your level of vision loss. So,
I've heard good things and bad things. People say it doesn't work great. Some people say it does. So I don't know. I'm interested to try it out. They've kind of been ducking my emails. So that's not a good sign.
Well, if you buy one, then I'll get it. We have for those interested, Thursday. No. Yeah, this Thursday? No, next Thursday.
A week today.
A week from today, our video, we'll be posting a video on the Eyedaptic 5. And we didn't have it very long before our thoughts, so it's more of a kind of an introduction. But
I mean, it's difficult for me because I'm sighted, but I was impressed with the form factor and, you know, some of the functionality, particularly the fact that you're able to switch to the phone camera, which is 50 megapixels, and use that rather than the camera on the front of the headset. It does definitely give you a much higher quality image. One more question for you, Sam, quickly on the wearables here. Have you seen the new Iris Vision Live 2.0?
No, I have not.
Okay.
No.
I only asked because I was curious what you thought of the redesign. We borrowed one from them. We just received it. It's not a significant difference, and I'm assuming that you'll probably get your hands on one at some point, because I know that you've done stuff with Iris Vision in the past.
Yeah, I'd be excited to do that because the live was extremely popular, and then the Inspire not so much, and then so
that was our
I'm
experience.
glad to hear that they're going back to that.
I assume the Live 2.0 is more probably from both a redesign, but also I'm guessing the Samsung headset. I mean, maybe it's harder to find now. I mean, that thing's at least got to be 5 years old at this point.
Oh, a lot older than that.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, they completely discontinued it, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That was the problem.
Yeah.
So this is a custom headset design, and they're using a different phone. Feature set is the same from what I understand, but they do have a remote control now. So I will definitely be interested to check out your video once you do get a hold of that. Interested to see your thoughts on that. And just before we move on to the quiz, Peter, anything else exciting on in the blindness space that is happening? I saw a bunch of multi-line Braille displays at the CSUN conference this year. What's your thoughts in that area?
Yeah, I mean, I would be, you know, I mean, I will shamelessly plug, I mean, what we're working on with the American Printing House for the Blind, and that is the first ever, not only a multi-line Braille device, but the ability to do tactile graphics on the same array.
Yes.
We've conducted our field testing. We will be ready to go by the later part of 2024. So we're thinking, you know, well, we're not thinking, we know it'll be Q3, quarter 3. You know, it's something that has been talked about forever. Multi-line Braille displays have been done decades ago. It's not something that has never been done. What's never been done is the ability to have multi-line Braille and tactile graphics that we would get from an embosser. And not only having those tactile graphics, but also being able to scroll, to pan, to zoom. So this entire multi-line environment that we're working on, and I've done some out there may have seen my webinars or may have gotten their hands on one of, you know, a Monarch device. And there are others in this space. We know that there's the dot pad. There are others out there, but we're really trying to change and you know, we very similar to the low vision space that Sam was talking about. We've seen kind of a repackaging of the Braille display for a long time, and you know, add these features, and they're very useful and very meaningful, and it pushes things forward, but the devices themselves have not drastically changed for a long time. Just the feature set has. Whereas now we're going to be seeing devices that offer a tremendously different approach, a different way of consuming content, with the multi-line experience. So you can more fluidly read, you can talk about spatial content, which we've never been able to really consume on a linear Braille display. You're looking at the tactile graphics with, you know, the Braille labeling present, and then being able to just bring in your own images, your own graphics, and what will that look like as we go forward. So that's really where we're going to see some major shifting in this space and improvement. And there will be competing products, which is great. Competition helps everybody. It helps everyone do better and create more, and you know, try to get that leg up and innovate. So as much as I, you know, believe in, and I'm very much dedicated to and tied into the Monarch, just because it's something we're working on at an international level, you know, there are lots of approaches out there, and lots of products will make their way into the space. And I think that will make a huge difference in the education side of things for blind kiddos and Braille readers, looking at math, looking at spreadsheets, looking at slides, looking at all sorts of content that have been not off limits to us, but that have been very hard to replicate or to consume digitally, in Braille. And Braille is our medium. You know, we need Braille. We need to read the world around us. We need our spelling. We need that sort of physical literacy space, and that this is going to be filling that. So super excited for all of that. And I'll be at everything.
There's more excitement in that space than in the low vision space, by the sounds of it. At least there's some interesting innovation going in the Braille space. So somebody needs to do something in the low vision space to get myself and Sam excited in the same way, I think. So maybe next year we'll see that. From the chat, yes, Jonathan.
Yeah. So while we were talking about the multi-line Braille displays, we had one of our viewers mention the graffiti.
Yes,
sure. Absolutely.
We saw at CSUN, and had a little bit of experience with. And they just wanted to know anything more about that, and they said they had a chance to play with it. Heard that there was a lot of work to do software-wise, but maybe that was at CSUN. I don't know.
So the graffiti is a great device, and that's something that it has a line of Braille, a single line of Braille. It doesn't do Braille on the array itself, not that sort of readable Braille. You know, it does have a line of Braille on the new version of the graffiti. The neat thing with the graffiti is it can do, you know, your multi position heights on the pins.
Yes.
And it is a very neat product. And, when we look at what Venkatesh has done and what's been going on there, it's been neat to see that product come forward into a second iteration from where it was in its first iteration, which did not have that Braille line and whatnot. So I think, again, even in a product like that, that's already on a version 2, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to continue to see, we've seen this stuff, the more modular approach where you can hook these things together and, with other devices. And so there is so much room for growth. And just because a product comes out doesn't mean it's going to, there will be innovations, there will be steps forward in this space for a long time to come.
Yeah.
And I know what we're working on. I mean, even with the Monarch, getting a multi-line terminal Braille display is something we're very much focused on as well, not just something that can do in-house books and graphics and things. And so there's just a lot of work to be done on our end as manufacturers, with the screen reader manufacturers, with the training. We need to retrain blind children on what is zooming, what is panning, what are these things, because our brains don't think that way. And that'll be important too.
So with that being said, everybody make sure you go out and buy a Monarch in Q3 2024.
Please do.
You might want to start saving your pennies now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you both for your valuable input. I think that's been a really good chat. And if anybody in our YouTube chat has got any thoughts about their favorite technology of 2023, we would love to hear. Doesn't have to have been released in 2023. It's just, what have you been using? What's been the most useful stuff, or whatever it might be. Is it something on your smartphone? Is it a physical device? Is it something low-tech that we haven't talked about here? All thoughts are welcome. And while we are waiting to see if we get any thoughts, we are going to move on to our quiz. I hope you two gentlemen are ready to have your brains taxed here.
I'm ready, but can I just ask, what kind of salad, what do you think, what kind of salad do they serve at the North Pole?
Oh, iceberg lettuce.
Iceberg wedge. Yes. See, you're good. I'm coming with ones you've already heard.
What
does Santa use to clean his sleigh? Luke.
Me specifically?
Well, Corey, I guess, got the other one, so you can both. Come on. What does Santa use to clean his sleigh?
Elves.
Comet.
Comet is a
reindeer
brand.
I don't clean, so I've never heard of it.
Oh my goodness! For another time.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get this quiz on the road. Yes, Corey.
Hit me with may I a time? I don't have my watch.
We have 10 minutes until 12.
So let's do. We had a 10 question. We're gonna go down to 5.
Okay.
We're never gonna get through 10.
Nope.
So all right. Give a switch over here and let's get our intro started.
And so I'm hoping, Jonathan, can you confirm on the YouTube end that people are seeing our very exciting slide?
It's beautiful.
A triple window. Let me. On YouTube, I don't see it yet.
Okay, well, hopefully it will appear.
It's good enough. It doesn't matter.
Hey,
all right, give us some. Hit it.
Here we go. Is everybody ready for the first annual virtual holiday fun trivia extravaganza? That was the climax. There was supposed to be music there. Let's try this again. First annual virtual holiday fun trivia extravaganza. Oh yeah!
All right, so we are live in our studio here. We have 2 studio guests for as Luke said, our first annual
virtual trivia extravaganza.
Next year will be the first anniversary of the first annual. But we before we can get into our questions now, let me just quickly say that our questions have been created by GPT.
Indeed. In keeping with the year's technology.
We don't know the questions, but AI have created it for us. The way it's going to work is that Jonathan is going to ask 5 questions. Each of us are going to answer, and then Jonathan will tell us the right answer.
Indeed.
At the end.
And these are multiple choice.
If you feel like you don't know the answer, but someone before you said an answer you think is right, go ahead and grab it. But before we get into our quiz, we do have some sponsors and we do have to pay the bills. So we would like to quickly jump to our first commercial.
Thank you, Corey.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
Let you turn things on or off from anywhere in the room. Just plug in the clapper and the television, lamp, stereo, almost anything.
Let us know at home if you have a clapper.
I'm jealous.
Very high technology.
Was that from 93? What year was that from, if you look at the...
No, it's got to be earlier.
Probably the clapper. When was the clapper from?
Gosh, that's probably
80s.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that commercial's got to be early 80s. I bet you.
Early 80s.
The Meyer, Osco, yeah. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you to the clapper. Yeah,
the clapper has taken a. They're really trying to come back as a new.
Stop by your service merchandise.
So they have
Sears and Roebuck.
Yes, exactly. At all of your Sears and Roebuck. So they have sponsored today's quiz. So. All right, we are going to start. Jonathan, we'll be starting with question number 1, and I think we'll go with Sam, Peter, me, then you, Luke, and then we're going to. But each question we'll go in different orders.
Okay, good deal.
So, Sam, you will be starting the first question. Jonathan, question number 1, and remember, this is multiple choice.
Right. Well, we don't have too much time for this, so I'll try to keep it fast, and I'll repeat the question if necessary, but no more than once.
Okay. Wow. Strict rules.
Our first question is, what is the purpose of a refreshable Braille display in assistive technology? We have a multiple choice, so there's several answers. The first one is A, convert Braille to speech. B, provide tactile output for digital content. C, display high contrast images. Or D, enhance color perception.
Ooh.
So the question.
Probably, well, I don't know. Does anyone need it reread?
No, I'm going with B.
Sam is going with B. Peter?
I'm going to go with B for blind.
B as well. I am going to also have to go with B. Luke?
Well, I mean, I can't imagine that the answer has got anything to do with digital information being displayed in a tactile manner. That doesn't sound like a Braille display to me. So I'm pretty sure that the answer has got to do with improving the ability to perceive colors. I'm going to have to go with D on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Besides Luke, everyone else got it.
There goes Luke.
It was B, provide tactile output for digital content.
Interesting. So remember, Luke, I don't want to. I am your supervisor. And as an assistive technology specialist, you may want to see I might have to. The end of year raises are coming.
Every incorrect answer reduces my pay by 10%.
You still pay him?
Just bear this in mind.
You got to check his resume.
A fortune.
Question.
I didn't even know he was still getting paid.
Peter will be starting this one.
This one, we might get into a bit of a conversation about.
Well, no time for conversation.
What is the primary purpose of assistive technology for individuals with low vision or blindness? Is it A, entertainment, B, communication, C, physical exercise, D, cooking?
Well, the proper answer
is no sense.
The answer is D. I mean, you can go anywhere. I'm sure what they're looking for is B. But you could make a case for any of those, but I'm going B.
I'm gonna have to also probably agree with you. I would almost want to add E, all of the above.
All of the above.
Yes, I will also go with communication B.
For me, life is all about entertainment. And so I'm gonna have to go with A, I'm afraid.
Okay, very good. And Sam,
I'm going E, all of the above.
All right, very good. And the answer is, Jonathan?
Well, the answer ought to be E, but in this case, it is B.
Yay!
So,
communication. Yeah, very good.
Very good. That's another 10% off my pay then, I guess.
Our audience, in studio audience seems to start and end clapping.
Very
So we do have one more question at least.
Okay.
All right, one more question, maybe.
But this is only 3.
Well, how much time yet? Well,
we got time.
We don't have bonus time for the holidays?
Well,
we always have bonus time.
This one should be an easy one.
Okay.
What does the term haptic feedback refer to in the context of assistive technology? Is it A, visual feedback, B, auditory feedback, C, tactile feedback, or D, olfactory feedback?
Well, I will be starting this one, and I'm going to have to go with. I really like olfactory. To be honest.
Luke, when you did your ATC certification, these were on the test, right?
This is the test.
These are straight from the CADIS exam, honestly.
Anybody who wants to do the CADIS exam, don't listen to
when you did the CADIS or you did your master's, this was essentially what you were doing.
This is the course. This was the whole course.
I'm going to have to go C.
So tactile feedback?
Tactile feedback.
Well, I know that every time my phone vibrates, it stimulates my nasal hairs. And on that basis, I will have to go with D, olfactory.
I believe you're using your phone wrong, but Sam, what would you like to choose?
Yeah, no, I'm if you're sensitive enough, you can smell it, but I'm going with tactile as well.
I can smell.
Yeah, this is tactile. This is vibratory.
Vibratory.
Is that even a word?
If anybody in the chat has ever used the word vibratory, then well, maybe don't let us know. Actually,
Sounds dirty.
What is the answer?
The answer is tactile.
Tactile.
You are. You're really struggling, my man.
Don't worry, I've got it on the last question.
All right, here we go.
No
Question number 4. We'll be starting with Luke on this one.
Right. Which technology allows individuals with low vision to control and interact with their computer through head movements or gestures? So this is multi-choice. The first one is A, eye tracking technology. B, voice recognition software. C, screen magnification. D, Braille embosser.
Well, every time I teach my clients to magnify, I encourage them to wave their hands in front of the computer while blinking their eyes rapidly.
Sort of like a Harry Potter type thing.
Yeah. So, and also, yes, thank you, Sam, shaking their head violently from side to side. That's usually the best method for magnifying. So I'm going to have to go with magnification on this one. Thank you. Yeah.
Sam, what would you like?
You know what? I'm going with that too. I've worked with people that when it didn't work properly, they would like shake their fists, and then it would work. So I'm going with that as well. I'm with Luke.
Peter,
I'm going. I mean, this one again. You can make a case for various things here. I'm going to go with B.
And which one was B, Jonathan? Can you please remind us?
B was voice recognition software.
Good choice. Good choice. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I am gonna, to be honest, I can't remember the question.
I couldn't either. That's why I just chose B.
I'm gonna go with D, Braille embosser.
Wow.
Well, so the question, as a reminder, was which technology allows individuals with low vision to control and interact with their computer through head gestures?
We have all given our very best answers. And please, Jonathan,
this question is wild because I don't think. I mean, I understand someone would. I think ChatGPT is a little confused when it made this question.
I'm just saying. Eye tracking involves head movements necessarily.
Yes,
I mean,
gestures.
Yeah.
The answer they gave was eye tracking.
Yeah. I think they wanted A, but it's really a weird question.
Well, we rage against the machine, as I like to say. So none of us are going to answer.
Do you like to say that? I've never heard you say that. Is this like a new thing or?
No, I like saying it. I just said it.
Fair enough. I was just checking.
Bringing it back.
I am bringing it. Yeah.
Let's have one more question to round out the year.
So we're currently all tied with the same amount of answers, except Luke. But he can still take part. Here's the tiebreaker question.
I love that. We're all tied except Luke.
And here we go. Number 5, Jonathan.
So, which device is designed to magnify printed or digital text for individuals with low vision? A Braille display. B, screen reader. C, CCTV. D, refreshable Braille keyboard.
Oh.
So
wait, even a thing?
Refreshable Braille keyboard?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is because you can. Well, no. Like any sex, is it reading from the display?
Refreshable Braille display with a keyboard.
That's odd. That's odd.
The keys keep moving. They're refreshing. I can't do anything.
It's like the age.
The keys find you. It's like in Soviet Russia.
Yeah. I believe Sam. I think you start this one if you don't mind.
Oh, I forget which number it was, but I'm going CCTV.
Okay, very good. That was C, I do believe.
I also am going to go with the classic closed circuit television.
Nice. Okay, very good. It's in B. I will. Do I want to lose?
Tough one.
No, I will also go with the number C.
Okay.
Can you remind me what the options were again?
Oh, for Pete, he read it twice. He clearly said
once.
I heard it twice.
We're looking
ham sandwich.
We're looking for a device.
That's
designed to magnify.
The choices were A is in apple, B is in banana.
Thank you.
C is in CCTV. And
or D is in
donut.
don't choose that one.
Yeah. Or donut, which is what your score is right now. Big 0.
Please, Jonathan, the real answers, please.
The real answer is C. CCTV.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you. I hope everybody was playing along.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We have one more commercial break really quick.
We do. Sorry, from our second sponsor of the day.
This better be Milwaukee related. I'm just saying.
No, it's not.
Everybody who is eating.
It should be, though. But you like this one.
Hello? Unfortunately, we're stuck on our previous.
My favorite gift. Have you been doing this like 3 years?
This next one's the best one. You got to get to it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
4 years.
It certainly is a big bun. It's a very big bun. Big fluffy bun. It's a very big fluffy bun. Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger
They
we
call me
modestly
Big
call
Fluffy
single.
Bun.
And
I love these commercials.
beef and Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef.
Wendy's.
Bun.
Hey, where's the beef?
Where's Dave Thomas in this?
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
Thank
There
you
you
to
go.
Wendy's. Thank you very
Wendy's
much.
Wow.
Clapper.
You know they have breakfast now.
Peter, are you a fan of Wendy's?
Oh, big time. Yeah, of course.
Who doesn't love a good square burger?
Very good question.
No, that's White Castle.
Wendy's fan? Sam, you a Wendy's fan?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
With that classic, that Dave's double stack. Come on.
There you go. Where's the beef?
Where is the beef?
It's a big fluffy.
Wendy's. Come enjoy your hamburger. Hamburger.
Peter, did that remind you of Tom Persky at all?
No.
Okay,
No.
because he was a big fan of that advert also, and he used to walk around asking where the beef was. So
I do. Oh, you know, now that you said it, yes.
Yeah.
I could never place it though, because that is a really old commercial. So I just didn't remember that.
In today's environment, I'm pretty sure you could get in trouble at work if you're walking around asking
Same way.
people, where's the beef? I would think
Yeah.
Tom wants to be a little careful.
that's
moving
why he's
forward,
no
but-
longer working.
Yeah, that's why he is forced into retirement. No, he
could
was not
tr-
forced.
that is
let us know.
It's not true. Well, guys, all that remains is to thank you both for coming on at the end of the year again. We greatly
Yes.
appreciate it. We certainly had a good time, and we hope the audience did as well. Did we receive any feedback as to people's favorite technologies at all, or were people silent on the topic?
We had people talking about the Stream 3
Okay.
and being quite, what would you say, complimentary.
Okay.
But no one else really had wearables that they specifically wanted to shout out.
Fair enough. Okay, well, yeah, I'm glad people are enjoying the Stream 3, and we hope that people have an excellent rest of their year, and of course, a fantastic 2024. We will be back in 2024 with our first show of the year. It's going to be very exciting. Corey, what's it going to be all about?
Well,
Yeah.
it is going to be about a product that is geared and
Yeah.
really designed
Yeah.
specifically. Probably is going to have some eye gaze technology built in.
Is it? Okay, wow.
Yeah,
all right,
and
okay.
showing how a Braille embosser works very closely with eye tracking technology.
I want Corey on the grill. You need to get like the summer edition back, and I want Corey
And it
cooking.
didn't go too
We
well.
did
We
a
had
drill.
trouble.
Our camera batteries fell apart. We will do it again.
The grill.
I
may
want
not
the
have had any
cooking. I want the
gas.
domestic Tech Connect domestic.
Oh,
is
that's
what I want.
So we've been to my house a couple times, but you're right. Last grilling when we did, we ran out of propane.
There was no propane, so we went to
all
get the
the food-
burgers, and they were all still.
all the food. Yeah, so anyway, we will be doing that again, though.
I want that.
We will certainly try.
Quick heads up too, as I mentioned before, our Eyedaptic 5 video will be coming out next week, Thursday, and then in two to 3 weeks, our Iris Vision 2.0 video will also be released. We'll be shooting that today, this afternoon. Once we take it out of the box.
Yeah, that's to figure out how it works.
That's how we roll here.
Yes, indeed. And Sam, do you have any exciting videos coming up before the end of the year here?
Not before the end of the year. I'm taking it easy. I've put out my already exciting videos this December. I'm going to take it easy and then get back at it in January, and hopefully see everybody. I know I'll probably see Peter at ATIA on the 25th.
Heck yeah, ATIA, CSUN. I'll be floating around this year, and I appreciate the opportunity, guys. And it's so nice to hang out and have some fun. So thanks for having me on, and happy holidays to everybody. And let's just keep having fun and helping the community move forward next year with informative information.
There you go. That's what we're all about here.
So go, as a reminder, go check out Sam at youtube.com/theblindlife and Peter at youtube.com/PeterTheGreat. I believe that is his channel, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. You're absolutely right. Please go watch that channel.
Now I got to look. I'm guessing it is a channel.
You might have really stepped in it. I'm just going to let you go because
good call. I didn't think about that.
It's a man drinking coffee and smoking camels.
Yeah,
so
do not actually don't go check it because not knowing what that channel is, I don't want to get in trouble.
But yes, everybody have a great rest of the year, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks again, guys. And for the moment, we will peace out. Hey, goodbye.
Happy holidays, friends.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.